when I started the proposal, which is 2 days before our last USP meeting, I had certain figures put in there. After our USP meeting, I thought, okay, we'll go up. We'll go up and we'll add some more things in because, as you said, the 3 prices, the one you'd really like, the one that you'd take, and the one you'd walk away. Now, this is a startup business, which may or may not work. But in the past, I'd have probably gone in, it's a startup, they can't afford much, etc. So you go low, and then it all goes wrong because you don't get paid for all the work you've done, and etc. Or you set their expectations so low that you can never put it up. So I went high, and after that meeting, I upped it. And I think the worst thing that can happen is you can turn around and say no, or I want it lower. But she's never going to say it's going up. She'd only just moved to this other accountant. And I know roughly what they would be charging. And I thought, okay. And during our meeting, I said, before she'd even looked at it, I'd sort of set the expectations that this was going to be more expensive because we were offering a better service. And trying to explain why I could back that up, in my view, from the experience that we'd had with other clients, the pitfalls that would come across, and how we'd help them. So we got through it, and then out of the 10, 11 items, she said, most that's fine. It's just the monthly recurring fee, as we called it. She said, it's just, I'm a startup. And she was going, is there anything we can do with that? And I said, right, okay. I said, what's your concern? I obviously haven't, using your words, I obviously explained why that is valued at that, or why you don't see it as an I do. So we were talking it through, and she said something that I've never been asked before. She said, could we do it on a trial basis for a month? I said, this isn't really a product that you can test and then hand back. I said, to be honest, after a month, we wouldn't even be through some of the one-off things to set it up and everything. So I said, can't we do it like that? I said, but it's not like you signed into a contract forever in stone. If in 3 months you don't like me, you don't like us, we do something wrong, you can go somewhere else. So you're not committed in the sense that I thought she might do, because we had this annual, there was other annual things involved. We went through it, and she said, well, it's just a lot of money. And again, because I'd also looked at some of your videos, as you said, when people are putting objections, they're still interested. It's just that you've got to get to the point. And I also remembered you said, if you're going to give something, get something back. So I'd made the decision from us that I quite fancied working with this company and this girl, because I think whether it's the current business or something else, she's got the ambition and drive that she will do something, right? So I thought, look longer term. And she said, well, could we have a discount for the first couple of months? I said, right, okay, we can look at that. I said, ironically, there's a lot more work in the first few months than will be later, but we can balance that out. And I think you said on the USP one of the videos that, one thing you could get back is referrals, right? And I'd explained to her, I'd been speaking, I said that I find it very refreshing that a young person has this business mindset, entrepreneurial mindset, rather than just, I'll get a job, I'll do this, etc. And I'd explained honestly, from our firm's point of view, one of the sectors we struggle with is those younger people setting up in business. We've got a lot of older clients, we've been around a long time, we've got a big building, but we're not in the space of that younger people because we haven't got our marketing right, which obviously we'll work on. And I thought, do I ask for referrals like that? And I thought, there's not necessarily all those referrals that she's got at the moment. So I went a different route.
Go on.
I said, I'll offer a discount for the first 3 or 4 months. I said, but obviously I want something back for it. I said, you've got 100,000 TikTok followers, you've got 20,000 Instagram followers, you're on Facebook. I said, that's not a realm that I necessarily live in and understand fully. I said, but I don't need to. I said, your whole business has been built with no paid marketing. She's actually now been paid to be on TikTok because of the number of views and everything else like that. I said, so if I give a discount for the first few months, and then after the 6 months or whatever, you're happy with what we're doing and we're back up to the full price. I said, to be honest, it will be higher than that because you will need more if you're going on this journey. I said, will you do something for me, either on your social media or ours, to promote me to your followers and say what we've done for you? Now, her reach is far bigger than my local area or anything else like that.
Sure.
But if it works, if her business works as she's describing, then her community of followers, they trust her.
Yeah.
So if she says he's good, then they'll think he's good. Now, you don't need a very large number of people to look at that and go, okay, that might work for me, wherever they are.
Yep.
So that was the trade-off. And she accepted on that basis. So now we've just got to deliver. And the price that I quoted was probably 3 times what the other accountant had quoted them, and probably 3 times more than I would normally have gone in for a startup business. And it's partly because I'm in the mindset of thinking, do you know what? I've got the balls to say, that's the price, that's what I'm worth. If I can't convince you, it's either I'm doing something wrong or probably you're not the best client for us.
Right.
So instead of having 20 clients at this level, have 3 or 4 at this level, you're doing more enjoyable work, more rewarding work, and making more money. And you can actually delve in, because the one thing about is it takes time to do this, because you've got to sit there, you've got to listen. You're not just got to go £1,000 for accounts, £300 for a tax return. You've got to look at what they actually want and what their story is, because they're buying into it. And her comments coming back was, I like the fact you did a proposal. I like the fact you came to see me. All the things that Martin has been telling us matter for years and years and years. That's the proof of it. So I look at it that my time in doing all of that is an investment for our business in the future, because if we get this right, the amount of money we will earn will be far greater. Now, it's like anything. Will this business, this startup business, continue? It may well do, but it'll probably have a better chance with better support, rather than just, well, you signed up, there's your VAT return, we'll see you in 12 months, we'll do your set of accounts.